Homies, welcome to the Out of Capes podcast. This is for Arrow Season 3, Episode 5, Episode 6, titled Guilty. This is a weekly podcast. We focus on the CW's Arrow series. I am Staffa, your co-host.
And I'm the other one, Eric.
Alright, and this is how this show is going to be structured. First, we will have an episode recap. Second, we will review and rate. After that, we will give a spoiler warning and then go into theories and potential spoilers. So, let's talk about this episode. Episode 6, Guilty.
You're guilty.
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 Your face is guilty. So, we start off this episode with a drug bust.
Yes.
And as the team is going in, first it's like I'm thinking, oh man, Diggle back to just having his face exposed again, and then he puts on the mask later. So I'm like, okay, all right, he's smartened up now.
He's gonna be Captain Ski Mask.
Yep, he's gonna be Thug Man.
Or he might be the spy from TF2.
Sure. So, anyways, they go in, notice that like none of the cocaine's been taken or anything, but everyone's either dead or like close to death, and there's blood splattered. That's like huge letters saying guilty, but they could not see it unless they're like up where Roy is at.
Exactly.
So, also Roy's head's not in the game.
His head's just not in the game.
He's not in the game.
I think they have to bench him.
Yep. So, after that, we have a flashback. We got Oliver and did we ever get this guy's name?
I don't know, but I just know him as Katana's husband.
So, basically, okay, she's not China White. She's Chine White.
Anyway.
So they're trying to get information on her to capture her, and then so they spot the guy who has information. Dude kicks Oliver in the face.
Yep.
Takes off.
After he gets hit by a car.
Yep. Is this how China is in real life?
No.
Like no, the car just stops after hitting the guy, and like the driver doesn't get out or anything. Nobody.
I think the car was the guy, like the Argus agent.
Oh. Like nobody cared that this guy got run over.
Yep. And he's still able to like run and jump through like the streets.
Yeah, and like they are trying to find the envelope and they can't find it. And why didn't Oliver like even think about checking those crates? Because that was when the dude said you just need to remember where he dropped it. I'm like, well, he was messing with those crates, so that's the obvious place to check. And he didn't run.
Retrace your steps.
Yeah, retrace your steps. They didn't go that far.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they ran a mile. They ran like around the corner.
Yeah.
Come on now. So yeah, after that we got Laurel's boxing training, and Ted Grant decides to cheat.
Yep.
Yeah, just to make her think on her feet. That is like the worst boxing training ever. I mean, if you're training for boxing, you don't like throw somebody or kick them or put them in an arm bar. It's like, hold on now. What are you training me for? Are you training me for boxing, or like are you going to throw some MMA in here? Just for the laughs, for the lulz.
He's spontaneous, Staffa. You never know what's gonna come in next.
Yeah, you gotta be ready. He might bring a gun next time. If you get shot, that's your fault. You weren't ready.
Yep.
Might bring a knife taped to his boxing glove.
Or make his boxing glove full of mercury.
Yep. So we go back to HQ. Roy tells Felicity he wants a blood test, and mentions that there might be some Mirakuru in him.
Yes.
Now we got Arrow interrogating people with his best Batman impersonation, looking for Paco.
Where is he?
Where's Paco? And I guess Paco is also named Emilio Ortega.
That's his real name. Paco's his street name. They really were very, like, the whole Latino gang member stereotyped in this episode.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Why would someone named Emilio go by Paco? That's like if someone who's named, Michael decides, okay, my street name is gonna be Chuck.
Yeah.
It don't make sense. Come on now.
I love how also, like, the street gangs that there were in this episode, one was called the Snakes in Spanish, the other one was called the Hawks. Two most stereotypical, like, Latino gang names.
So after that, we have Roy. He gets the test results. They come out as negative, and so he pretty much tells Felicity about the dreams.
Yes.
Um,
Felicity's like, oh my gosh.
yeah,
Because
and
she
like,
knows about what he did when he was under Mercuro, and sounds like what he did on Mercuro.
yeah, and like I don't like the tropes of when a character is explaining something that they think happened, and they're like, that's really silly, right? Right?
Right? Right?
Right? That was silly, right? No way that can happen, right?
Yep.
Come on now, just explain it, come out, say what's happening, and stop being a goofball. Right?
Right? Right?
Right. Um. So they're at the crime scene with both the Lances, Laurel
Yep.
and Captain Lance,
And
and
what happens, the crime scene is at Ted Grant's boxing ring.
yeah. Um.
And Emilio's being hung up from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I skipped. When Arrow like got the identity of Emilio, he was like the next scene he was at Ted Grant's boxing gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like he starts yelling at Ted about why'd you kill these people, and Ted's not saying anything.
No, it's not.
You know, really hate when characters they can easily explain something, but they don't explain it, so that just makes things worse.
I know.
That's like I'm
Secrets.
so
Secret
tired
stuff.
of
Secrets.
these secret tropes.
That's how everything works stuff. Oh, secrets.
Yeah.
Secret
So
identities.
so we have Captain Lance telling Laurel, hey, you know how to pick 'em. Getting into trouble. And he's like,
Really? First of all, you keep mixing up different scenes.
hey.
Because he was like, so what? No, he starts questioning Laurel this time about. He goes, so you were with this guy, and she goes, he's just a friend. He's my trainer, and we went to go went to eat as friends. And
As
and Langston's like,
friends.
okay, as friends.
Mhm. And then she goes around the corner to talk to Oliver, who decides, okay, I'm gonna take my hood off.
Yeah, brilliant time to take my hood off.
Yep. Anybody could have walked up on him.
Exactly.
And he's pretty angry about her like doing training behind his back.
And she's like, "Well, you couldn't train me, so why can't I have someone else train me then?"
Mm-hmm. With that accent and everything. Train me
Exactly.
then.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we have a flashback next. And he's playing a memory game with the kid,
Yep.
the Japanese
And at the
kid.
same time, the Katana and the husband are arguing because she doesn't want him there, and he's like, "Well, if we can find her, then my debt is paid to Waller and we can leave." And she's like, "Well, make it fast, blah blah. I'll help you just so we can get out of here."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she.
How like they did the whole like her not being there is because the actress that's supposed to play her failed and they had to get a new one. If you didn't notice that.
Oh, they changed Katana?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yep.
Well, like the other one didn't get too much screen time to begin with.
Exactly. So they
So,
put the one from X-Men instead of Devin Aoki.
okay. So, after that, I mean, like she pretty much says she's gonna help him, but then we transition from that scene.
Yeah.
So,
To the
yeah,
memory matching game.
yeah. Um, After that, we have we're back at the headquarters. Everybody's talking about Ted Grant.
Yes.
So basically, we have a bunch of arguing. We have, you know, oh wait, no, I might be mixing this with another scene. What happened here?
Okay, so they're at HQ talking, and then that's when they find out about how Ted Grant could be the killer because I guess 6 years ago there was a murder of a dude who was beaten in by a left-handed person, and they never put two together that the left-handed boxer of Ted Grant. I was like, that's a big stretch too. I was like, if I just okay, so someone's killed by with brass knuckles by a left-handed person, that narrows it down to a lot of people. That's why they didn't bring Ted Grant in, but they acted like it was obvious to bring Ted Grant in.
Mm-hmm.
So then Arrow traces, I guess, Ted, and so they go to where Ted is,
Yeah, his secret headquarters.
which is like it looks like another abandoned warehouse.
Yep. And yeah, when he gets over there, he has to like rub into Ted Grant's face. Mine's bigger, but that's I think I'm getting ahead of myself. They
Not
have a little
really.
fight scene.
Oh yeah, yeah, a little. So basically,
Yes.
he comes in, he sees all the stuff like the brass knuckles, the mask, and all these like paper clippings like vigilante, blah blah blah. So basically, hinting it's doing the Wildcat origin, but also saying that Arrow or Oliver wasn't the first vigilante in the Starling City.
Yeah.
While he's looking around, you see someone come up from behind and attack Ted or Oliver, and they just scruffle, and then eventually you see Oliver put his arrow in the boxing glove and
A,
shoot it,
a,
but oh
a
my god,
green boxing glove.
a green boxing glove, and also it's the boxing glove arrow. So I was super excited about that.
The best scene in all of Arrow
Did you know
yet.
it also took 52 episodes to get the boxing glove arrow, the one arrow that people have been wanting for? 52.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay, now you
Boxing
can go
glove
back to what you were
arrow.
talking about.
Yep. Um. So yeah, they basically, he basically explains himself to Oliver, what was going on, and Oliver with his mine's bigger comment and all
Yes.
that, and okay, they
He's
meet
like,
up
well,
with
I'm getting
Laurel
framed.
after that.
Yeah, he's going, look, I'm getting framed. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. I was like, this is the, like, now knowing what we know, this would be a perfect time to be like, hey, I had an apprentice, he's the one that killed the dude, not me. But no, he just doesn't say that to anyone.
Yeah. Doesn't want to go into details about
I
anything.
mean, that would have saved probably about, like, a few days and a few people's lives, probably, if he just told people that.
hmm And when they met with Laurel, they ID'd. What was this thing about IDing the magician's assistant? Was he one of the people that died or something? Or
I'm guessing he was a magician at this club, which I guess the murder was. And the magician's assistant, supposedly, who the magician was, his assistant is Zatanna. You know who Zatanna is, right?
yes,
So I'm
yes.
guessing that was a nod to Zatanna, but I don't think she'll ever be in the show, especially with Constantine now.
Oh, she was on Constantine.
Or she would. She makes more sense for her to be on Constantine than Arrow.
They I can see these different shows, uh, using like their versions of specific characters.
Yes.
You know,
But I mean,
like
Zatanna's
this.
magic, and they haven't even got near magic. They just now start getting into superpowers and metahumans. Now you want to get into magic?
I mean, we have the Teen Titans live action show that's going to be coming out. We have the Supergirl show that's going to be coming out, and they're
Yes.
all like on different uh, st- uh, yeah, on different networks. So
I can see those two being combined because CW is owned by CBS and Time Warner, which that's how you get CW. And
mhm,
Time Warner owns TNT, and CBS owns Supergirl. And Supergirl is also getting written by one of the writers and I think directors of Arrow.
yeah,
So it makes sense for that one to be connected. So we'll see about Teen Titans though.
yeah. But like, I mean, my point is like, as far as like Zatanna being on if she ends up on Constantine and on Arrow, they'd be like different versions of the same
Yes.
character. So I don't think they're going to restrict themselves from like, oh, we're this character's only going to be on this show.
Everything
Uh,
to DC.
I mean we already have Zaz and the Mist.
True. But you know what I mean. Like, also you have to decide. DC has some control over this too,
hmm
because DC decides who they can put in their shows, like they did this year. Ted, instead of Blue Beetle, we got Ray Palmer,
hmm
that kind of thing. Because DC told them no, you can't have Blue Beetle, so they gave him Ray Palmer instead.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying too. It's also not just the like writers in the shows. It's DC controls somewhat of who gets to be in the shows.
Yeah. Um. So then we go back to HQ with Felicity and Roy, and Felicity shows off her virtual autopsy,
Yes.
showing that the angle and speed that these arrows got into Sarah are not, you know, from your ordinary height archer and bow and all this stuff.
Which they never do explain in the episode. Then why is like all the evidence points to Roy, and then at the end they're like, nope, it's not Roy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't explain like all the evidence in her virtual autopsy links Roy. Like they said, the arrows would look like if someone was on Mary Crew would thrown them or stabbed them, it would have killed her.
Mhm.
It was at the same height as Roy too. Like everything linked up to Roy, and at the end they're like, nope, it's not Roy. Then who is it then?
We could talk about
They're
that
gonna
during the
pull like
spoilers.
they might do Young Justice and just have like Roy too.
So, all right. after the autopsy, the virtual autopsy,
Yeah.
um, they they're trailing, whoever
Houston's
was,
messages towards Ted.
yeah, and the dude starts shooting at him, and
Oliver goes after him.
yeah, Oliver goes after him, and then boom, the police just show up when it's only Ted alone.
Yep.
And there we go, more not explaining what's going on. Ted could have been like, "Hey, I'm not the only one in here. You gotta let
Yep.
the other guys go."
Exactly. And also like how he supposedly Oliver called it in, how he played it that well. That like right when the guy leaves is right when the police come in.
Did they say he called them
Yeah.
in? Or, like, I
Yeah.
thought Laurel said that she was complaining that he allowed Ted to get caught rather than helping him escape.
I think Oliver called it in.
Okay. Alright, so after that, they get to, well, I mean, he, that's weird though, because he even says, like, oh, it wasn't him, it was this other guy.
Yes, but he didn't know that at the time.
Yeah. But so after that, we have back at the HQ. Everybody meets up. Even Laurel's there, and Roy
Reveals to
reveals
the
to the team, but he doesn't say, you know, uh, I'm having these dreams and stuff like that, and I think this is going on. He just comes out and says, I killed Sarah. It was me.
Yep. It was me. And then Lord, he tries to like console like Laurel's like, so I don't know what happened. I have no memory of it. Blah blah. And she's like, get off me, like
Don't
being
touch
her
me.
typical Laurel stuff. Everything has to be about her.
hmm
Does a hissy fit. Doesn't want to
Um,
hear anyone's explanations of her anything.
yeah, I didn't like this scene. I like it was poorly explained on Roy's part, and then he like cut out before explaining anything. I
Also,
didn't.
like Diggle's like, I think we gotta cut him loose. Diggle's been the voice of reason this whole time. Now he's telling him to cut him loose.
What does cut loose mean? Does it
Like cut
mean?
him loose from the team. Like get him arrested.
But like I mean, you could say that, or you could say it means put him down.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But yeah. So we have another flashback, and Katana is teaching Roy the memory breathing technique.
Yes.
Just breathe in, let yourself go, breathe out. Um, sure, all right. If that's what you want to go with. But I mean, there's not much to say about the scene other than he remembers that the envelope gets dropped in those crates,
Yep.
which they should have checked anyways.
Yep. They should have checked, and then they take it. It's just like a photo, like a postcard. So then take it back to like wherever, and they scan it, and it's like a secondary image underneath the photo, and it
Mhm.
says contact blah blah. I forget the name.
Yeah. Um. So after that, we have a scene where Captain Lance is interrogating Ted, not getting much out of him. Laurel comes in. Laurel just does not care about anything. She does not care about regulations. Um, you know,
I know this guy, so let me in.
yeah, she like breaks all the rules.
And this is also the scene where, like you said earlier, he goes, "You know how to pick them."
Yeah, okay. So Laurel talks to Ted, and Ted explains about his sidekick.
Yes, which he should have done earlier, which have saved so much time.
Yeah, we'll have saved half the episode.
Yes.
So we're at headquarters again, and we got Diggle talking about Oliver and his double standards. As you mentioned earlier.
Cut him loose.
Yeah, cut him loose. And but Oliver's like, no, can't cut him loose.
No.
Can't do that.
It'll be just like Ted's sidekick, all crazy.
hmm So after that, the following scene, Isaac, who is Ted's former sidekick, he holds them up right as they're leaving the police station.
Yes.
Now, how come this police station, the exit leads to a back alleyway?
I don't know. There's like the worst like construction planning ever.
Yeah, like first of all, shouldn't like the entrance be like up front?
I mean, you could say maybe that they're trying to avoid the press, maybe in the front of it, but still, like,
But they use they use that exact same exit again at the very end of the episode.
yeah, like the back alley exit.
Yeah, like why is you know you have issues with your police HQ
Yeah.
if people are getting held up with guns and arrows
Spoiler.
as they are exiting the police station.
Yes, you would think they would have like some kind of like guard in the back door if it's that easily like you can open it.
Well, do they not have any like cameras around? Do they not have like why does it lead to this empty back alley?
Yeah.
I don't I feel like this is a I don't feel like this is nitpicking either. I feel like this is a significant thing to point out.
A significant plot hole.
Yeah.
Like, also, you would think if they do have this back alley, you'd think it'd be a little more guarded, like fencing wise.
Yeah.
Like, not that anyone can come in to it easily.
Yeah, like there'd
I mean,
be
if
like
they do have, if they do have like an alleyway, it wouldn't be like a full alleyway. It'd be kind of like you can drive in and then like where they're walking out, but there wouldn't be another like side to it. It'd be like
a parking lot.
yeah, or like a like a dock, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like that. So then it doesn't explain how these people are getting behind them as they come out of the door.
I feel like the CW like they had an alleyway and they're like, okay, let's use this for the police station.
Yep.
It's yeah, it was pretty bad. So Isaac holds them up, makes Laurel start driving them. Where were they heading to begin with?
I don't know. Like they never explained that.
Yeah. So
He'd
while
say he's gonna kill me. He's like, "We'll play time to talk before I kill you," and then like he has them. Next scene, they're driving.
yeah, and so Laurel calls Felicity on she puts him on speakerphone, but yet like it's just so weird how like Laurel okay, Felicity gets the call, she's like, "Oh, it's Laurel." And Oliver's first reaction is, "Put her on speakerphone."
Yep.
And then they're still chit-chatting and they don't, you know, Laurel's end doesn't, project their voices.
I know.
I don't know.
That phone has a really good speaker. It's picking up their voices without like her being on speakerphone.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, basically they use this method to track her down. Diggle comes in with his big van, trying to play chicken with them, and then you have the two arrows on their motorcycles,
Yep.
and
The arrow cycles.
yes. So basically, Isaac is dumb enough to stick his whole body outside the vehicle.
He's like shooting out all the windows. His only form of protection from arrows. He shoots them out with his gun.
Yeah, and like he opens the door and sticks his body out instead of like, instead of sticking his body out the window, he just like sticks his whole body out the door,
Yep.
which which led to him getting yanked out by Laurel's swerving,
Yep.
and then Laurel ends up crashing anyways.
Yep.
Why'd she crash?
I don't know.
Um, and then we have Roy flipping Harper doing those flips again. He has to. He,
What is his flips are now? Like five? One
I
per
think
episode?
so. He has to meet his flipping quota. Did you notice that in the intro of the show they put him flipping?
Yes, they did. I noticed that.
So Isaac gets like he gets Roy in kind of a rear naked choke, not really. But
Yeah.
then he's like, "Oh, you're being used as his weapon," and it's like,
You're
why
his
is
arsenal. You're just one of his arsenal.
yeah, and like he's lecturing Roy as if he knows Roy.
I know. He's like, oh, you're a sidekick. I was a sidekick. It
Like
almost
it's
to me
like
sounded almost kind of like a Red Hood Jason Todd thing, where Jason Todd, one of Green Arrow's sidekicks, saying like, they just use you, blah.
yeah, and it's like how does he know Roy's story or anything? It's like he's assuming too much about Roy, this guy he
Yeah.
never met before. He knows nothing about.
Yep.
And then like as soon as Roy takes him out, he sees Oliver. He's like, what was he say? Don't abandon me.
Yeah, he's like, don't abandon me. He's like, I
Ever.
won't. Ever. Romance.
Bromance.
And Diggle appears around the corner and be like, I thought we had a bromance.
uh, and then we have after that Oliver meets up with Laurel at the hospital. How large is her medical bill at this point?
I don't know. Like, and also, like, her insurance after all the times her apartment's broken into, the car she's destroyed, her drinking and driving,
She must be in like serious debt.
or she's
To
getting paid a lot of money as assistant district attorney.
Yep. So Oliver meets up with her. Um, what's he talk about here?
Oh, Oliver meets up with Laurel and they talk about how when I said I wouldn't train you, it's not because I thought you were helpless. It's because I thought that
Because I
I,
care about you.
I care about you. And then they just hug.
Hmm.
Skip Ted's advice to Arrow about Roy though.
Oh, okay. There we go. Go over that.
Yeah. So Ted's like, you can come out of the shadows. I did it once or twice. And then so he comes out and he's like, Arrow's like, stay away from Laurel. And he goes, if she doesn't show up, then it's fine with me. But it's up to her, not like me, whatever. And he gives advice to Arrow and goes like, it's not. Oh, he goes, don't. I know you have your sidekick, and don't let him turn into mine. And Oliver goes, well, it's not that I.
Well, he says something about letting him go.
Yeah, Oliver goes, it's not because he didn't turn that way because he let him go. It's because he lost trust in him.
So he turned it around on Ted.
Yes. And then
So
Oliver and Laura at the hotel,
yeah.
and then now we're caught up now.
You mean the hospital, not the hotel.
Hospital, hotel, whatever.
Same thing.
They're used the same way for Laurel.
So after that we have the final flashback, which you already mentioned it already. So let's get past that.
And then Oliver and Roy at the headquarters arsenal memory breathing.
Oh yeah.
You keep
Um,
skipping things.
Come on now.
You're
It's
guilty of
alright.
skipping things.
It's alright. It's
Follow the plan.
Yeah. So yeah, Arsenal.
Yeah. He's like, the guy Isaac, said that I was just an arsenal in one of
A
your
weapon, a
tools.
weapon in your arsenal.
Yep. And Oliver goes, maybe we should just call you that then.
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Oh, thus to give him the Arsenal name.
Mhm.
Not that he has an arsenal of weapons, just he's an arsenal in Oliver's tool of weapons.
So what? Wait. So him calling Roy Arsenal, wouldn't that prove that he's right? That Isaac is right?
Yes, that is the stupidity in this whole name calling.
That's bad way to like you know you plug that into the show.
Exactly.
So anyways, we got Laurel and Ted at the gym,
Yeah.
and Laurel says she wants to serve justice outside the courtroom.
Yes. And Ted's like, I already had our apprentice, and you saw what happened. And then she goes, like you said earlier, once it's not about eh, how you fall down, it's how you get up. And then
This
that is what I said, and then they ended it.
this is like so out of her character from like season 2.
Exactly.
Like
She's a
her
little,
big thing in season 2 was that she believed that you have to stay within the court system, and
yes. Now she's like, the courts don't work. We must fight outside the courts.
yeah, it's this is the reason why a lot of people don't like Laurel as Black Canary, because her character is all over the place.
And did you watch the video I sent you with Stephen Amell after show?
No, I didn't get to watch that.
Because, like, I suppose like one of the first questions, the host goes, "I hate Laurel," and then Oliver supposedly talks to him about it.
Hmm. I'll watch that. But like, she is a poorly written character.
Yeah.
I think that is like my biggest problem with her, is that she is written very poorly. You know what? Let's save that for the spoiler discussion. I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yep.
So after that we have Cupid at the very end of the episode.
Who appears in the same alleyway?
Yeah, same alleyway. Well, that's unguarded. She shoots two guys in their ankles, and then they're like down for good.
Yes.
And
Oh, my ankle! I can't walk.
I'm assuming she killed Isaac.
I don't know. And he goes, "Who are you?" She goes, "I'm Cupid, stupid."
Yep.
Oh, I face palm at that point.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad line.
Yep. But she is next week's episode, so we'll know a little more about her next week.
All right, overall thoughts and reviews. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Overall, I I don't really like what they did with this episode. Like with Roy, and his memory breathing ended up, it's like, oh, he had the memory of him killing the cop, and it was not him killing Sarah, and the way how Ted never explained anything, and Laurel is still a crazy person.
Too, like, I love how like they did the whole memory breathing, and just to show the audience that Roy didn't do it, and I was like,
Can you get closer to the mic?
yes, I'm closer to the mic. Like the
That's
whole memory breathing, and she killed the cop, and I was like, that's obvious what that was when I first saw it. I didn't need a whole like episode based on did Roy kill her or not.
Yeah, and like the whole Isaac thing, oh, I was being used, and da 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 da, and like him assuming he knows Roy's issue, and I,
Yeah.
I like a lot of things not being explained well. The back alleyway being the exit for the police station. The whole chase scene. Laurel crashing for no reason.
Yep.
I I did not really like this episode. I will give this 2 out of 5 punching glove arrows.
Okay.
What about you?
I mean, I'm kind of with you. I didn't really like this episode. The only part I did like was they kind of show Wildcat. That was the only thing I show that he was the Wildcat and kind of hinting at he can go back to being the Wildcat later on in the season maybe and teaming up with Arrow. But yeah, like what you said, the whole a lot of stuff didn't make sense. They didn't really go into explaining a lot of stuff. And I understand the whole you have to understand it's a TV show, but there's a lot of stuff that happened that are just common sense you would not do in real life.
Yep. Like have your police station exit be a back alleyway.
Exactly. Or crash your car.
Yep.
I mean, I understand, yes, she spun to get him out, but you would think she would have enough, to know how to, stop. Yeah. Or just press the brakes and you wouldn't crash the way she did.
She was going straight and then she just turned and crashed.
Yeah.
For no reason. There's no other cars on the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I give it I gave it a 2 boxing glove arrows.
Okay. Alright, so we have no listener feedback this week, but if you want to write in and let us know what you think of the current week's episode, such as next week after the episode airs, you watch it, you want to let us know what you think, write in to capes@outofcontinues.com and we'll read what you think. Let's wrap up before we go into spoilers real quick. If you enjoy what you've been hearing, support us by liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, leave an iTunes review. You can contact by email, that's capes@outofcontinues.com. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, that's youtube.com/outofcontinues. All these can be found on the website, that's www.outofcontinues.com/TV podcasts. You can also check out my video game podcast, which goes up every Monday on outofcontinues.com. It's called Out of Continues. You can give me a tweet. I am at Sayed Stafa. That's at SAYEDSTAFA. Eric over here does not believe in Twitter.
Nope.
But he does believe in punching glove arrows.
Yep.
With that said, I am Stafa.
Even though it's not physically possible, but oh yeah, I'm Eric.
Yep. We'll see you next week, or we'll see you in the spoiler section in a moment. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Spoilers. All right, so I slipped a little earlier, talk about Laurel as Canary, but we all know that's going to happen.
Yes.
We all know that's going to happen because they've been setting it up.
And I told you why they had to release that.
Yeah, they put out an image this week, or 2 images, with Laurel dressed up in her Canary outfit, which will happen on episode 10.
Yes. What happened was there was a photo that got released of her stunt double wearing the outfit. So oh crap, we have to show it now. So then they did some promotional photos of her in the costume.
I think the costume looks fine.
Yep. I mean, some people say it looks a little like Catwoman from Dark Knight, but
there are people complaining that oh, she has no fishnets. Where's the fishnets?
Yes.
Is that really a defining thing about Black Canary, the fishnets?
Yes. Yes.
It is not that much of a defining characteristic of her. She does not need the fish. She didn't have fishnets in. She didn't have fishnets in Young Justice.
Yeah, she
No, she didn't.
did.
No. I'm looking up right now. Young Justice.
You're looking it up.
Yeah, she totally does not have fishnets. She has gray pants.
Whatever.
Here, I'll link you to the image. Check your Facebook chat in a moment. If I can find you, there you are. There you go. See that image? She has gray pants, not fishnets. Like, fishnet is not a defining thing about her. I mean, like, you can have the character without fishnets, and I've mentioned it on the on both this podcast and the Flash podcast that I like practicality in superhero costumes when they make like a live action version of them, and fishnet has no practicality. So I am totally
It's
fine.
just the way it was made originally.
Can you say that again?
It's just the way she was. And yes, they are like basically what the fishnets were, just they colored them gray because it was a kid show. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. They're not fishnets though. In the Young
No,
Justice.
but they're like pantyhose.
That's not really pantyhose. It's more like
It's basically fishnets, but they don't make up fishnets. They don't have like the mesh part of them. They're just wear the same outfit.
Now you're telling shenanigans.
They're just fishnets without the
I'm
netting
calling
part.
shenanigans. She does not need fishnets. I mean that's like saying, Oliver is wearing long sleeves. He should not be wearing long sleeves. He should have it cut off at the at the arms. Like it would be a similar complaint to that.
No.
Yeah,
No,
it would. It would be a similar complaint.
Okay. First of all, we're not gonna get into this because in all forms,
You're cutting in and out.
in all forms, he doesn't have sleeves. Most forms, let's put it that way. Don't even say Young Justice.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if no one's complaining about the fact that Oliver has long sleeves, when like in the comics and everything else, he has like it's cut off at the arms are cut off.
Okay, what I'm saying though is they made all these references to her in fishnets, and then they don't put her in fishnets.
It doesn't matter. I think the suit looks fine.
Okay.
But the fact that she's Laurel is still. I mean, sorry. The fact that she is Black Canary is still like something that bugs me because the fact that they've made her character go all over the place.
Yes.
Like she's.
Me about it is not that she's Black Canary, it's the way they made her Black Canary. Like they kept telling us, oh, she'll be Black Canary sooner than you think, but not like when you think it's gonna happen.
Like if this was their plan from the get-go, they should have done a better job setting her character up.
Exactly, not just kill her sister off like, oh hey, you're Black Canary now. That's kind of how it seemed like to me.
Yeah, like I mean, from what I understand, like there was talks of her being Black Canary from the get-go. Why didn't they like work at it like this entire time and build that up in her character rather than rush it, within a few months?
Yes.
It's like, oh, she gets basic boxing training, and now she's gonna be a vigilante, and it's like, and her, I mean, that aside, she is very irrational. She like makes a bunch of bad decisions. Even Captain Lance told her last episode she's making bad decisions, and he doesn't even know half of the bad decisions she's making.
Exactly.
So it's just, I don't have any like beef against the actress or anything, like that. My main issue is with the writers. The writers have done a poor job with her character.
Yep.
Other spoilers that we got to talk about.
Roy.
All right, what about him?
The whole Roy did kill her thing.
I mean, from the whole like memory breathing yoga exercise that Oliver did, I mean, it seems like he didn't kill Sarah. So it just seems like the writers just wanted to like throw us off for just one episode, and that's it. What do you think? You there? Okay. I can't hear you. You back?
I'm back.
All right. So, what do you
Can
think
you
about?
hear me?
Yes. What do you think about the whole Roy thing?
I think the Roy thing was, I don't understand it. I don't know why they would do the whole did he kill her thing.
Yeah. It just seems like they wanted to throw off the audience just for 1 week, and that's it.
And then what, like I said earlier, was I don't get, they did this whole thing like all the evidence links Roy, and then at the end you find out it wasn't Roy, so then it's like, what, so all your evidence is wrong?
Apparently.
Exactly.
Um.
But then who killed her? Bop, bop, bop.
Yeah.
But what I was getting to before I got, like, connection went bad, was that supposedly one, like, the big people of the show, like, writers-wise, said that, someone asked, like, will this who killed Sarah thing last the whole season? He goes, no. He said, but I can't tell you exactly when it ends because then they'll spoil it. So it won't last the whole season. We know he did tell everyone that.
Yeah, I would be really upset if it did last the whole season. Because I don't feel like it's something that should be stretched out this long.
No.
So, Cupid.
Yes.
She's gonna be next week's
Cupid's next episode.
Alright. And do we have anything about next week's episode?
That I'm guessing it's Oliver versus Cupid, his #1 stalkery fan.
Who just comes out of nowhere and is all of a sudden his #1 fan.
Exactly. Yep.
Alright, so that's it?
I think so.
Alright, let's wrap it up and
Hey, did you
Yes.
notice Cupid being in the whole episode?
No, I didn't.
She's in every scene. Like when the first thing happened, they have like the police outside. She's one of the people in the crowd. And then the second part, when they get to Diggles in the van, like the Black Vanny rushes over to the place. She's coming out of his coming out, and then the third part she is somewhere else. I forget where she's in the third part.
Okay.
So
I did
she's
not
the
notice.
whole episode.
All right. Well, that's interesting to know.
Yeah.
So wrap it up.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Okay. I'll when you send me, I marked the when you cut out, so I'm gonna.
I don't know why you do this. I really don't.
I'll edit that out in the MP3.
Yeah.
So upload that and send it to me whenever you got it.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
And when I find this thing that I'm looking for, I'll send it to you.
What thing?
He said something else about the season. About how, like, it's not a certain person who killed her because then that'll be way too much of, like, they did that first season.
Oh, okay.
And did you see the thing I told you about Tommy Merlin?
Yes.
So,
So
okay,
he's
I'll
gonna
talk
be
to you later.
he's gonna be the Black Arrow or whatever.
I guess he guessed.
All right. We should have mentioned that in the spoilers.
Oh, well. It's not really, like, a spoiler yet. It's just,
All right. Later then.
later.